Welcome back to News Channel 9 at 6. A butcher shop on Chattanooga's South Side is proud to be old school.
News Channel 9's Latricia Thomas takes us inside Main Street Meats to explain what keeps them a cut above the grocery store down the street. And by the way, if you're vegetarian or if raw meat makes you a little bit squeamish, now may be a good time to go grab a different kind of snack.
Get an offer, I think. Well, they still food in there.
Walking into Main Street Meats on Chattanooga's South Side is like stepping inside a butcher shop of decades past.
We use what we call seam butchery here and the old style butchering.
For nearly a year, customers have found unique cuts of meat in Main Street's cases and what's been called the best burger in town. But it's what goes on beside the retail store that makes this butcher shop so special.
All of our animals are coming from farmers that are within about 30 minutes of the shop here.
In the freezer, chicken, beef, pork, and lamb are stored from local farms, brought in a few days before or aged for flavor.
The first thing that they do is break it down into primals.
On Wednesdays, Milton White, the shop's head butcher, cuts large pieces of meat from a product that leaves no room for guessing.
These are farmers that are producing under conditions that they know exactly what they're feeding the animals. They know exactly how old the animal is whenever they take it to market.
A whole pig can take a couple of hours to carve, all by hand.
These guys are real artists with a knife and what they do. It's much easier to throw a piece of meat on a table and cut it up with a saw and make roasts and just have the steakhouse cuts, if you will. But to be able to take that animal apart seam by seam, muscle by muscle. Creating
pieces that you can't find in just any neighborhood grocery store.
You can utilize these cuts better when you take them out muscle by muscle, because even though there might not be a name for a particular steak that I can make a muscle out of, it's still a very delicious piece of meat.
The primals are shrink wrapped and labeled to be cut into customer-sized pieces another time, filling Main Street's case with products customers may not be able to name but are eager to try.
This will be a sopressata. It's essentially the ground meat with the spices, stuffed into a natural casing and then hand-tied.
Being able to introduce people to different cuts like that is one of our objectives and part of our mission.
Making a trip to this butcher shop not only an education, but a way to support farms nearby.
I still think America's learning more and more about food and what we can do with it, and more sustainable ways of using meat especially.
It's right here in Chattanooga. The money stays right here in Chattanooga.
For Made in Chattanooga, I'm Latricia Thomas.
And Main Street Meats also offers classes that bring you into the process. The last one taught the secrets of sausage making. For more on their future schedule, go to the Made in Our Hometown section of NewsChannel9.com.